Wow, never seen so much bite. Look at that. Look at that. Full string. Off to the secret reef. Wow. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Well, we decided to come up to the Sunshine Coast today because the wind was looking pretty strong around our home area, and we haven't been up here for ages. And I'll tell you what, it was a great move. It's just a beautiful day out here. We came through the river bar at about 5 o'clock, I guess, 5 a.m, and the bar was pretty well flat. So we went straight up to a place where we get some live bait. There was live bait everywhere. There was so much live bait that we were getting full strings on our sabiki rods. So we filled up our live bait tanks, decided to come out to, while the weather was so nice, come out to the secret reef because we haven't been here for a long time. So yeah, you know, it's now about 8 o'clock in the morning. So we got out here probably about 6 a.m. and I've already got a nice fish in my tubby. So I'll roll you that video in a minute. And I think I'll probably switch to doing jigging and leave it at that today because the fish I've got in the tubby is way big enough for what I need. So it's really a nice feeling that the pressure's off when you're trying to make these videos consistent. Pressure's off when you catch a nice fish, you know, first up. So we've got Wade and we've got Greg over there. They're my, I guess my regular fishing buddies. You know, we like to stick to 3 people. You know, sometimes we'll go, you know, a little bit higher in numbers, but we'd like to stick to 3 just so that if we turn up to a fishing spot, we don't, like, you know, crowd the boats or whatever that's there. It's not a good look when you turn up with like an armada of Jetski. So 3 is a good size. It's good for safety and good companionship. Let us know in the comments down below. What do you think is a good number when you go out fishing with your mates? You know, I'm sure some people will say one other person, or maybe on your own even. On the sound here, it's just lit up. It's absolutely lit up with bait and fish and everything, and just no wonder that there's a few decent fish hanging around here. Sometimes I think it's very hard, you know, to drop a bait in here and have it stand out. So we're probably good to fish around the edges, I guess. Hope to show you some more action as we go for the rest of the day because it's very early, so who knows what's going to happen. All right, we're on. We're on. Oh, lost him. Let's hope that wasn't the only one I get today. Any chance, eh? Just wasn't a good hook up.
Yeah, get you.
Yeah, they're here. I just had a hook up before. I lost it though.
Nice.
It's a solid one too. There we go. There we go. There you go, Wade. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Big head shakes. Yeah, there's a solid fish coming up. I'd say it's a Jew or something similar. Oh, head shakes. Here it comes. What have we got? It's a Jew. There she goes. Solid Jew. One in the bag. Looks like he's about just over the metre mark. Solid fish. Yeah. Oh, I'm a bit out of practice of those. Jeez, they got some weight, haven't they? Well, we know they're here. Every time we come here, we seem to do okay. Good old live bait. Good old live bait. That's all I want. One of those. And I think I might change tactics now and see what else I can find. One Jew's enough for me. One Mulloway is probably the politically correct name, but they are known as jewfish as well. So there we go. A Mulloway, just over the metre mark. That's dinner for a few nights.
Out Noosa today, guys. First drop. 150 gram palm slow blat. Love these jigs. We've got ourselves a pearly. Beautiful pearly. And it is 55 centimeters. Really happy with that. Woo!
How is this weather? How is this? It's a glass off. We're currently, I don't know, 25 k's offshore, glass off. Got to try the drone. I'm very excited to see if the footage came out okay. And Wade's just got himself a nice pearl perch. So the fish are biting. I'm going to get a live bait down here and probably jig because there's very little current. I could probably do both at the same time. So better get into it. But yeah, I'm going to sort of just do a bit of bottom bashing with the live bait and a jig over here. Not much current now, so I could probably put a vertical jig, do a bit of vertical jigging as well. See how it goes in the we've got a few hours left before we have to sort of decide about going back and battling through the traffic. Well, we're sitting out here in the beautiful weather, and we're not doing real well at the moment, but I thought I might answer a couple of questions I see in the Facebook groups quite often that come up recently for people who are getting into jet ski fishing. One of the big questions that we see is people asking, if they could just have one new rod and reel, what would be an ideal first or all-rounder rig to take out on the water? And I carry quite a bit of gear, as you can see. I've got rods for different things, and because every day might be a mixture of techniques. But some people just want to target one fish. They might want to do one thing as they're beginning, and they're sort of asking what sort of rod and reel should they get. Yeah, so I've been thinking about this, and if I only had to take out one rod, which I find very hard to tell you the truth, but if I was only to take out one rod, what would I take? And I think it's going to be my 8'2" Shimano Jewel. The reason is that it's got a bit of background. You can bring in a decent fish, and I brought in one 900mm long-tailed tuna on these things, so it's strong enough, but it's also got a little bit of a whip in the front, so you could actually drive a soft plastic on it. It's also long enough for casting, so if you're going to cast at those tunas that I was talking about, the 8'2" is just awesome. It'll swing a slug at quite a distance. It's just a lightweight rod. If you team it up with like a 5,000 or 6,000 reel, spinning reel, that's a great all-round combination, I'd say. And in my case, I've got a Shimano Saragossa on there, and it's a good. They're not very expensive. They're pretty well sealed. I still cover them, of course, when I'm traveling, and it does the job. So that's a great little all-rounder rig. So it'll cast. You can fish the live bait on it. You can do the bottom. You can actually troll with it. All that. So it's a good all-rounder. Some people say get a pen slammer, and because they're worried about the salt water getting to your reels, and that is actually a bit of a problem on jet skis. As you're traveling, there's quite a strong force of salt water onto those reels, and if you're doing 60-70 k's an hour average, that water's hitting those reels pretty heavily and will penetrate quite easily in most reels, even the better seal ones. So you still got to cover them up. Pen slammers, they say you can dunk it underwater. That's great. I always found them just a little bit heavy and just felt to me a bit clunky, but a lot of people swear by them. So if you want one that's going to last, you're not too worried about getting it wet, or you want to get it wet, then pen slammer might be the go for you. But I'd probably stick with around a 6,000 size. The other thing that's very, very important on any reel that you get, and this is where the cheap ones will fall down a little bit on you, is the drag. If you don't have a smooth drag, you're going to lose more fish. And the reason for that is that when you're offshore, there's a really good chance that you're going to catch anything from a 6-inch fish to one that's in the metre plus sort of range. So you need to have you need to take that into consideration. So the line class I'm using, normally the minimum I go is around about 20 pound. I wouldn't go any lighter than that unless you're just targeting inshore light stuff, because as I said, 1 minute it could be a really small fish, the next minute you've got quite a large fish, and it's nothing more frustrating than a big fish running and you either snap it because your line class is too low, or you don't have a great drag on it. It's a bit sticky. You're trying to rein it in because the fish is getting away. It's going to spool you. You want to put a little bit of drag on it, but if it's a little bit sticky, that jerkiness that can happen from the sticky drags will really test and strain your knots, and you're more likely to either pull a hook or snap at hook, or braid to lead a knot. So that's a few little tips. I hope that helps. Look, please, if you don't agree with me or you do agree with me, make some comments down below. Love to have a little chat and start a discussion about that. What you think is a really good one rod. If you're going to go out and start again, you just had one rod to take out, what would that be? I think it feels like a small tailor or a grinner. It's definitely not a snapper. I think I got a grinner. Ah, it's a pearly. Just a bit small. Little pearly. Way too small, buddy. Let's put you back in carefully. And he's off. That's better. What have we got this time? Hopefully a pearly or a snapper. I keep asking for snapper. I'm not getting them, but let's see what happens this time. Oh, it's a pearly, I think. It's a nice pearly. That's a better pearly. Let's see if he's legal. It could be close. Definitely too small, but how gorgeous is that? One of the best eating fish in the sea. He's away.
Started something and we're not going back, like light in the match, and it's trying to catch like falling so fast, chemicals react. Tide is high, taking me back and I'm never the same. I'm feeling